Well, my friends, this is Jay, and this is Jay's Knit and Purl Jam, back with another quick tutorial of the things that I shared with you that I had worked up, samples for 2023. I want to go ahead and get some of these short ones out so that once we start some of our larger projects, at least those who are not into the larger projects or just not able to at this time to knit the shawl or anything else, you have something to work on while we're working on, the larger items. Well, this is my Fun Fur neck warmer. I didn't try to give it a fancy name. It's just a Fun Fur. It was from Pam's video that I saw that she shared her Fun Fur. And like I said, mine is real old. I've had it since, I don't know, well before 2000, maybe the 90s. And once I saw her bring hers out, naturally I went back there and found some of mine. So you saw me wear it on the intro video, my chit chat video. So now let's take a look and let's get started. It's so simple. I don't want to even dally. All right, so here it is. Here's one that I was wearing. So I've got it here with my little flower, of course. And this is stash busting. If you've got a skein, one skein, and then you can always find this Fun Fur. I know they sell it on Etsy and eBay. You can see it, and I think there's even a channel where she sells a lot of this. I just happened to see it one day. I didn't make a note of it because, look, I don't need to buy any. All right, so let's just take a look real quick. It's just a very simple, easy little 1x-rib neck warmer. I knitted it in a round because that's fast and quick. You don't have to worry. I'm going to show you. You don't even have to hardly count. You don't have to do anything. You just sit back and watch TV. Now, one of my viewers brought this suggestion up. If, because most likely a senior is probably not, it's not anything. This is for someone young, maybe, or younger. If you got a family member or a friend or someone that you know that is away in college and you find out what their school colors are, say if this was burgundy and say if their school colors was burgundy and gold, and you can get some burgundy yarn and then some pretty gold Fun Fur, gold color or whatever, fun Fur, just think what a hit that would be. It would be different than your standard scarves where you just do the stripes in the school colors. This could be a really pretty game changer for someone away at school. So think of that. If you're not making it for yourself, make it for someone else away at school. School colors. All right, so now here's this just plain cream color, white, off-white. And like I say, it's just a nice tube, and I'm going to walk you through it. Let me show you another one just so that you can look. I'm going to just fold that. Stick it over here. All right, here's one that I didn't wear on camera. And it's black. And I had this Fun Fur with these little black, let's see, can I find a little, here's one with the little black. This is what it looks like when it's in the package. It says, well, they call it fancy fur. Oh, maybe that's what I should call mine. Jay's Fancy Fur neck warmer. Oh, okay, I've already changed my mind. I'll be the Fancy Fur. Isn't that pretty? See? So I just took that, of course. Everyone can use black. And that looks kind of like a leopard print. Is it leopard, I guess? Oh, look. Can you see the fur? And then you see the pretty little pops of color. Kind of beigey, cream, white. In with this black. Now, wouldn't that be pretty? It even looks great with my flower. It would look great with anything. Cute black top. Your pants. Oh, my word. Okay, so that's one. We'll lay that right there. Then here's the other one that I was wearing on camera. Well, I showed it. I didn't actually put this on. I shared with you this one. This was just some teal-looking green yarn, scrap yarn. Like I said, as long as you have at least one skein of just inexpensive yarn, it's We're trying to use up scraps. We're trying to use our stash. And then this multicolor looks so pretty, soft, pretty for my fancy fur. My fancy fur neck warmer. Look at that. And there you go. Now these are not, you can make them any size. When we get ready in just a minute, I'm going to go right to our cast on, and you can make them long, and so that you can twist them and make them more. These are not, these are just, I'm going to call it my standard size. That should fit just about everyone. Just give you one standard size, and then you can kind of play around with it and add more stitches. Once I show you my simple formula, you can add more stitches and do something longer. It's just up to you. Well, what do you think of that, Bird? What do you think? Aren't those pretty? Look at that. What do you think of all of my beautiful fancy fur neck warmers? All right, let me get some practice yarn, which I have a ton of. I just went to my stash and I've matched up another one, and let's get started. Back in just a minute. I'm back with my working formulas to share with you just how easy and simple. This is a no-brainer. You don't even have to think. You can enjoy a good movie with this one. All right, first of all, my working formulas, I'm starting with US number 9 needles. If you don't have a 9, you can use a 10. 8s will make the fabric real tight, so I try to go up. You want a nice number 4 weight yarns on the heavier side of number 4, not thin. If you get a thinner yarn, it's not gonna, your cowl is not gonna stand up really pretty, because we're gonna be knitting with 2 strands of yarn. So number 4, more on the heavier side, like a Vanna weight or a little heavier. All right, now here are my cast on numbers. For small, try 96. Okay, now when I cast on, I always cast on, my numbers are usually numbers that are divisible by 4 or even numbers. That's just how my things work out, my formulas. But to connect in the round, since we're going to be working in the round, we're using a 9 circular needle. Now listen, that could be anywhere from 24 inches long to 27, 29, whatever you have, that you can make the circle. We have to be able to make the circle. But back to small, so 96 plus 1, that means my cast on number is 97. If you want the medium size, not so much your size, but the medium in length, try 104 plus 1. Now that's me. I'm in the middle, so I would cast on the ones that I've shared in the pictures. 104 plus 1 equals 105 stitches. Okay? And then if you want a longer one, you're taller or you just want one longer, cast on 112 plus 1. All right? Now, after we cast on, we're going to start working in the round, the 1 by 1 rib, for at least 6 to 8 rounds. This is all your preference, just how much you want to knit. At least 6 to 8 rounds. An inch, inch and a half. If you're a tall person and you want to go 2 inches, that's pretty tall though. After you do your 6 to 8 rounds of the 1 by 1 rib stitch, then you're going to knit 2, just plain knitting around 1, 2 rounds. That's just so that we can clean up all the stitches, and then on the next round we will add the fun fur and hold 2 yarns together, the original yarn and the fun fur, for at least, and we're going to work them together for at least 3 to 4 inches, your preference. When you're done with that and you reach your goal, then you're going to go right back up to, we're going to work backwards now, go back to knit 2 rounds. Just knit 2 plain rounds to clean up, and then you're back at number 1 again, working the 1 by 1 rib. Easy peasy. I just wanted to write it up so that you could have it, and that you wouldn't have to write it up while I'm talking. How does that sound? Really simple, a fun project, because as we start getting into the larger projects, I know some people just, maybe just not feeling it, or don't want to have to read from, work from the chart, because the next project is going to be the shawl, and we're going to be working off the chart. So I wanted to give those that rather have something easy while we're working the chart project, you can work several of these. And as I said, I don't know if I've said it before, some people have given me suggestions about doing them in school colors to match kids' school colors. Instead of your normal striped scarf, you can give them a beautiful neck warmer. And it looks like pom-poms, like cheerleaders. All right, let me show you, and then we'll get started. But that is it. I just wanted to hold that. Make sure you had it. Let me check, make sure the camera was good. I'll even bring it even closer. OPP. I know us seniors have problems reading with our eyes. All right, for instance, here's my number 9. Or you could have a number 10, and you see you need to have not too long, but like 29 inches or something, so that you can, but you got to be able to make the circle. Okay, so there's my needle. I sit it over there by bird. And then here's a heavyweight number 4. See, not one of those thin number weights. You want something that's going to hold up your neck warmer around your neck. Then here's the pom-pom. Here's the fun fur that you could add. You just color coordinate. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is, like I said, just for fun. And an easy project. And a stash buster. Now, look, I'm saving you all the way around. Time, money, and frustration. All right. Let me get my little sample out. I'll probably just work on the smaller one today just to get something done. And then I'll be right back. Okay, so in my stash, I found this pretty, like I said, this is scrap yarn. I had a skein of this, I don't know, just plain yarn, number 4 weight. It's like a celery color, just very soft. I just picked up something that will be light enough for you to see. And I'm going to pair it with this is some of that leftovers, kind of multicolor. And so I thought, well, that looks real pretty with that. It could also go with blue. Let me hold it kind of in the light so you can see it. It could go with blue or pink or even white or cream color. So that's real versatile, this one. Okay? Now, all right, to connecting around, I have cast on my 96 stitches. I suggest everyone try this number to get started. And then later, if you want one longer, you can change it to 100. You just need an even number. I cast on the extra number so that I can do this. I'm going to connect in the round. The first thing, though, I want to check is to make sure that all my stitches on my circular needle are where the spine of this little edge here is pointing towards the center, the inside of the circle area, so that we can connect. Does that make sense? I'm going to pull my camera back just a little bit. There you go. All right. Now, I am right-handed and I'm a thrower. So my working yarn would be on my right side over here. See it? And then I'm going to get a marker because I will need a marker. Now, to connect, I've checked everything. To connect, I simply take the last stitch from my right-hand needle and put it on my left-hand needle. Okay, then I add my marker right there. Now I'm holding the tail and the working yarn in my right hand because I'm a thrower. I'm going to go here and knit those last 2 stitches, the one I put on and the first stitch over here. I'm just simply going to knit them together, just like this. Pull them nice and snug. Now I'm going to drop the tail. See, make sure you drop that tail and get it out of the way or you'll knit with it. Now I'm doing the 1x1 ribbon, so it's knit 1, yarn in front. Now I'm going to purl 1. We do it all the time in our sweaters. Then yarning back, knit, then purl, and knit. And you could do this 2x2 ribbing. I was just trying to make the first one just real quick and easy for those who are just, just want something really quick and easy. And so yarning back, if I want to knit the stitch, I bring the yarn in front of the needle just like this, and then I can purl the stitch just like that, and back knit. All right, now we're going to work around. Now, when we're working the 1x1 ribbing in the round, we start with a knit stitch, so when we come back to this side of the marker, we want to make sure we end this side of the marker with a purl. We don't want two knits to match, to touch each other. So, and if you maybe you miscounted or something and you need to back up a stitch, there's no pattern in this, so you just knit 2 stitches together to get the right number. So this is how easy this is. As long as on this side of the marker, you purl, slide the marker, now we're back in business. Knit 1, purl 1, knit 1 all the way around, and we're going to work for maybe 8 rounds. All right, I'm going to work off camera, and I will be back shortly. Knit 1, purl 1, knit, purl. All right, back shortly. Okay, so I am back to check in with you. I have worked, now listen, this is not set in stone. If you can only do 6 rounds or 7 rounds, it doesn't matter. Since we're, knitting it around, you really don't have a front and a back. You're just always on the front. So once you get to the number of rounds you want to do, and if it's 7 or if it's 6, whatever, 8, then that's the next round you start and you knit all the stitches. Just knit around to clean up, because we have knits and purls. This way it cleans up everything. You go around 1 time, all right, and then go around a 2nd time, just knitting all the stitches. Now I am coming up to the finish of the 2nd time around for me, and this is when I want to add my fun fur. So now here I go. I'm just knitting around the 2nd time just to clean up everything. And when I get up to maybe a couple of stitches before the marker, this is when I like to change needles or change colors or anything like that. It just makes it easy, I think, to change it on this side. So I'm going to get the tail end of my fun fur. And I'm just going to tie it on. That's the easiest thing to do. This stuff is hard to kind of work with and see. So just tie it on. Just make a knot, tie it onto the yarn you're working with, and then push the knot up towards, just push the knot up towards the needle. Does that make sense? I just tied it on, but I like to do it on this side of the marker. It just flows better. Now, just kind of move the little tail. Like I said, just push, tie it on and push the knot up like that. Now hold both strands in your hand, the original yarn and the fun fur. Now let's continue to knit up to the marker. Okay, when I get to the marker, slide the marker. Now watch, I'm going to start knitting, and I'm just going to knit for about 3 inches, or you can go 4 inches to set in all of this fun fur. But this is how I want you to knit. I want you to knit, and I want you to kind of pull or extend the stitch. So I'm going to put my needle in, wrap the yarn around, pull up a loop, and pull the loop real long, just like that. Just kind of pull it up. All right, then pull it off the needle. Go into the next stitch, wrap the yarn, knit the stitch, pull it up really long, then pull it off the needle. Every one, extend it so that before you take it off the needle, just to stretch it out. Knit the stitch, pull it long, just pull up on it, and then take it off. In, wrap, pull it up real long, and then take it off. I found that it gave me more room to work because you don't want this to be real tight. So knit, pull it long, pull the stitch up, then pull it off the needle. Knit, pull it long, pull it off the needle. Knit. If you forget, just pop it back on, pull the stitch long, pull up on it, and then off the needle. Knit, pull the stitch long, see how long I pulled it, then off the needle. Knit, pull it up, then off. So now you're going to have some kind of elongated, or at least they will be very loose. Now look, we're already seeing results right there. Look how pretty that looks. Okay, let's go again. Let's keep going a little bit. Knit, pull it long, and then off. Knit, pull up on the stitch, and then off. Knit, pull up on the stitch, and off. Knit, pull up on the stitch, and then pull it off. Knit, pull up on the stitch, and then off. Knit, pull up and off. Knit, holding both strands. See, I'm holding both strands right there. Alright, so now I go back and I knit, pull up, kind of pull on it, and then off. Okay, so let me check my camera, see, hopefully I was on and didn't wander too far out of the camera range. Okay, so now we're going to work. Let me just get one out to remind you where we are. Now you're going to just kind of do that knit, pull up on the stitch, kind of pull it out, and then take it off for about 3 inches or 4, however wide you want yours, you know. But at least a good 3 inches. But once you get started, you'll probably want to do the 4. That's this area in here. Okay, let me work a little bit and I'll come back and check in and I can walk you through how to finish. It's just that easy. Okay, back in just a minute. Alright, so I have been working off camera and I realized this wasn't a complete full skein. It was just some scrap of my little fun fur. So I thought, well, this is a good time to stop, and then I believe I can just walk you through how we get to the end. All right, so you can see my progress and the fun fur on this particular, if I'm on camera, yep. You can see how pretty the colors pop. Okay, so now, like I said, this part, let's go to one that you can see, and let's go back to this one so you can see it as it's done. How about that, Burry? What do you think? Okay, so on this one you can see now you work, like I say, about 3 inches. 3 inches is good if that's as much as you can go. Says, okay, Jay, I want to get on. All right, and then just like when we started on the ribbing, we did the ribbon for so many rounds and then we knit 2 rows. Okay, as soon as you reach the amount of inches you want here, whether it's 3 or 4, then you need to knit 2 rounds, just plain knitting around without the fun fur, 1 and then 2. Then it's after the second time around, you will go back when you get to the marker. I don't have a marker on here, but say when you get to the marker, then you would just go back into 1 by 1 ribbing. You see if this was my marker here. Then when I got to the marker, I'd start again after I've knit those 2 rounds. I'd start with knit 1, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, just with the regular yarn, and you're going to work it as many rounds or as close to how many rounds you did down here. Just plain and easy to the point. And like I said, now these are, you know, this one you can tell maybe looks a little larger than that one because I had more time and I was working out a prototype. This one, if it's, like I said, I just did like a standard size just to kind of, you know, so that you could work it up real fast. But if you'd like a larger size, like more like that, then just go up on your cast on number and just make it a number divisible by 4. I did 96 because, like I said, that's kind of a standard, and once I take it off the needles, it will spread out some. All right, and then, but if you say, well, Jay, I want to, I did this one, but I think I'll try one, go 100, 104, 108. You know, it's just up to you. But it's easier in my system to make the numbers divisible by 4 in case you ever have to do any kind of design. But that is it. But I love the look of the fun fur. It's so pretty. Let's get some of the samples back. I just wanted to make sure that I gave, before we got into reading charts, our next project is going to be off a chart. So I wanted to make sure that the ones who did not feel they're ready to work from the charts again or yet, you have something to work on. Now here's this pretty cream color white. It's really pretty. You saw me wearing this one. I did the same thing. You're ribbing up so many rounds, however many you want. You know, it's not set in stone. 3 or 4 inches in here, depending on how much fun fur you have, and then end it with the same number of rounds here. But you just have 2 rows where we just simply knit here, and then we did the ribbing. That's just to help you to be able to see the stitches and not run all these different stitches together. So that's why I did a couple of plain rounds. It's just to make it easier for you to see and to work the stitch. What do you think of that, bird? Is that pretty? Oh boy, you probably want to make a nest of this, don't you? All right, so as I was saying, okay, so this is a good way to get some knitting practice in for those who want to, you know, have a nice little knitting project. We used the fun fur, thanks to Pamela bringing it to our attention. And I was so pleased to go back in my stash. And I got so many pretty pieces, I'll have to think of something else now, because I've got so many pretty colors. Let's look at a few colors before I go, because this is a short video. Here's some I have. Look, this is still in there. Look, silver. Or they may call it platinum or something, I don't know. But it's silver. I got it in a bag. I don't want to take it out but I've got some. Isn't that pretty? Let me hold it in the light better. How about that? Silver. Oh my gosh. Of course, everybody can have some black. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at the black. Look how that looks. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I don't know what we could... You know what? That would be prettier at the neck of a really kind of a dressy sweater. Oh, that would be pretty, like a dressy sweater. You know, just a real simple sweater. And that could be the top section with a little glitter. Okay, let me see how many schemes. I have to look in the other one and see if I have more. Don't start unless you have enough now. Oh, look at this one. This one I have enough because I wanted to. This says Martha Stewart. I think I got this at Big Lots. This was called Glitter Eyelash. This is by Line Brand, but this is Glitter Eyelash, and it has Martha Stewart's Crafts. So I believe I got this at Tuesday morning. But isn't that pretty? Look at that brown. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I could see this on a sweater. I really could see that in a sweater. I'm just showing you a few up close. Oh, now here's that silver. Here's another silver. It might be the same brand. Yeah, it was the same brand. There it is outside of the bag. I just happen to have one outside of the package. So there's that. Where's that pretty black? There's black. Bird, my gosh. Oh my gosh, are we ever going to get through? Are we ever going to have time? Here's a pretty olive green. Oh my gosh. This is one of my favorite color green. This is color green that I like. Look at that. I don't know if we'll ever have time to do all that we want to do. But you know what? If you don't start, you don't, hey, you'll never get to the end anyway. So, grab up some yarn, grab up some scraps, go ahead and give these nice little fun fur neck, fuzzy neck warmers. Give them a try. Try different sizes. If you like a longer one, if you have more time and you want to make them longer, you can change any of the numbers at any time. The process will be the same. So I just want to wish you happy making. And so now, like I said, I want to get to our next project, which is a full-size shawl. And we will be knitting off the chart. So thank you for watching. Enjoy. And this is Jay. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.